Being the second highest grossing film in Japan and the only anime to ever win an Academy Award, Spirited Away enchants its audience with a simple yet detailed storyline. Of course, this is another Ghibli film that's told by Miyazaki's crazy storytelling and Hisaishi's dreamlike compositions. This film definitely aged like fine wine. It's One Summer Day is probably my second favorite composition by Joe Hisaishi. The movie itself is probably my third favorite, but that's just my opinion. And honestly, I didn't know this film was that popular. I thought Howl's Moving Castle was more popular than Spirited Away, but I was wrong. Call me a fake fan if you want. My bad. The movie begins with the main character, Chihiro, who is a 10-year-old girl, and she's complaining about making a big move instilled by her very annoying parents. The trio decides to cut through a shortcut through the woods because that's always a good idea. And it's here that we get an introduction to one of Miyazaki's hidden messages / details. Chihiro, being 10 years old, is innocent and full of life, and she seems to be the only one that notices these little spirit houses. And this symbolizes how out of touch modern adults are with their spirituality and sense of self. I was actually thinking about this the other day. I remember being so scared of demons and ghosts. When I went through this and I watched it, I was like, dang, I'm an adult. You know, sometimes it hits again and again. As they continue down the shortcut, the dad decides to zoom at an alarming speed. Apparently, there's a fan theory that states that this is actually where they all die. Like the dad crashes into the little statue. Haku saved her from the river, and yeah, nah, it's too depressing. We're not getting to that. Look, I don't know who raised these. Who pulls up to a random place and decides to munch on some food? It could have been sitting out for hours. Just because it smells good, you're gonna munch on it? No. I'm not inviting them to the cookout because they're the type to bring whack plates and then leave with 4 or 5 to go. But this is actually where we get into the second hidden message / detail that Miyazaki leaves for us in this movie. Miyazaki leaves a note about the overindulgence and greed that capitalism brings. Mans is driving an Audi, and that's like the pinnacle of materialism. Audi, BMW, Tesla, nah. Uninterested in overindulgence, the innocent Chihiro ventures off, and this is when we run into Haku. I want a Haku tattoo so bad. If you don't want a Haku tattoo, I don't trust you. I don't make the rules. Haku helps Chihiro navigate to the bathhouse where he instructs her to hold her breath so she stays undetected. Hold up. How come this man No Face can see her? The third message that Miyazaki hides in the film is the note to child labor.
You ever worked a day in your life?
And this isn't really a problem in the US, so we don't really think about it. I didn't really pay attention to this when I first watched, but Chihiro is 10 years old and Haku is 12. When Chihiro meets Yubaba for the first time, Chihiro is essentially giving up her name at a chance for a job just to save her parents. And then in exchange for that name, she's getting placed as a number.
From now on, your name is Sen.
This is a reference to her giving up her childhood to save her parents. Sometimes you gotta put food on the table. Chihiro, who is literally named after a number now, Sen, forgets her name and moves on to be employee.
I'll give you the most difficult job I've got and work you until you breathe your very last breath.
Bro, how much have I made in my lifetime? I made like 20K a year. I've been working for like 6 or 7 years. I've only made 200.
Now get back to work.
The thing I love so much about this film is that there's no central villain. Most of the films that I love always revolve around a central protagonist versus antagonist. And this film doesn't really have that. You have Yubaba and No Face, but Chihiro slaps them around and, you know, deals with them quickly. They're not even painted really as villains. No Face eats people, but I mean, he spits them out. It's amazing how Miyazaki did what he did with this movie. Thank you guys for watching. I wanted to split this film into 2 parts just because it's so good and so long. Next week, I want to get more into detail about No Face and the final 2 messages, so that it will be part 2 for next week. Stay tuned. Also, thank you guys for 100 subscribers. I love y'all. Have a good night. Have a good day.